Welcome back to the 5-Minute Youth Ministry Coach, helping you lead students with wisdom, intentionality, and heart. This is the 7th episode in our successful small group series, and I think the 17th episode overall. We'll keep doing episodes as long as we've got some important content to cover. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most important goals for your small group, and that is building community. Because students, honestly, they don't stick around for a great Bible study. Very few of them do. Our goal is for them to love the Bible, to love God's Word, for that to transform them over time. And we realize that at least initially and for a long time, they stick around because of relationships. And when your group starts to feel like a family, real discipleship starts to take place. We just remember Jesus. Jesus walked with the same group of 12. It's funny because a lot of these guys might have been pretty young in age. And so I've heard it said Jesus was the first youth pastor, walking around and eating and trying to make men out of a bunch of teenagers. 12 guys where a few of them at least were very most likely teenagers. So we're going to model Jesus in a lot of these things. 3 keys to building community in your group. Number 1, make sure that everyone is known. You can't belong where you don't feel seen. And so just some basic things in your group. Every student should know everyone else's name. I think over time, if they're coming, their name, the school, and at least a few basic details. Who are the brothers and sisters? What are their hobbies? What are they into? We don't want to pressure visiting kids to know all of this on the front end. But if a student's been there for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, we definitely want to make sure that they are known, but that they actually get to know the names of everybody else around. So take time to regularly reintroduce yourself, especially when new people join, or if you notice they're not using one another's names, probably because they don't remember them. You maybe want to try spotlighting one student. Each week you can try something like this. All right, we're going to do a simple get to know of Jay this week. And so, all right, Jay, what's your favorite food? What do you like to do outside of school? If you had a day off to do anything you wanted, what would it be? So you can ask 3, 4 questions just to prime them. How many brothers and sisters do you have? Just basic things. And it may feel small, but learning names and stories builds connection. And I actually find it's easier to remember a name if I've got a story behind it. So it'll help you a lot too. You want to create consistent relational rhythms. Community doesn't happen in one big moment. This is a big reason why we require our youth workers to be every week, not once a month rotational, but every week, because students need you in their life on a regular basis, and community doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens through small, repeated ones. So you want to do in your small group repeated, predictable check-ins like highs and lows, or your God moment for the week. Some of the guys groups will do things like high, low, and buffalo, where like buffalo is like the funny thing that happened in your week. Celebrate birthdays, answered prayer requests, wins at school, anything that make the group feel like a tribe. I've had a couple of my small group leaders say that they'll use their phone to take notes of the prayer request so that they're there. And then when they get in a group next week, they can ask and follow up on those prayer requests. That's a great strategy. Consistency builds safety, and safety builds vulnerability, and vulnerability builds growth in our students. And then you wanna aim to go beyond group time. So one of the fastest ways to build community is to go outside of your small group time. And leaders, I completely get it. You're busy. You got a lot going on, and even the investment of being there every week can be a lot. But a little investment goes a long way. It's not realistic that most small group leaders are going to be in the lives of their students, physically present outside a small group every single week. Some of you have relationships like that, and that is fantastic. It especially happens if you're a parental small group leader and you've got some of those other kids of your friends that you see on a regular basis. But there are strategies to help you build that. You can partner with parents. Pick a parent in the small group that belongs to the church that you trust. They could host a meal, they could host a game night or a movie hangout. You can pop in, but you don't have to be there the whole time because it's for the kids to grow and hang out. You might grab coffee with a student before school, show up for a performance or a game. I think it's helpful. Many times we're okay at our church with you being in a group text with the students in your church. Just let your parents of the kids know that you're involved in it. And I think those group texts for checking in and just enjoying one another are better than you being in a one-on-one text with students. Just be really careful about one-on-one stuff, especially in text. Don't do any of it in any social media DMs, and never delete a text message. That is part of your safety. But like group text in your small group is a great way to just check in and see how people are doing, and they might share prayer requests or victories during the week, and that's awesome. Also, make sure you take attendance. If somebody misses group, you can reach out, or better yet, have one of the other students reach out to find out where they are. Why? Because small actions matter. They say to students, you matter, and we want you here. So make showing up for each other part of your group's identity. If one student's hurting, celebrating, or stepping out in faith, we want the group to support them, and that's what real community is. So don't just settle for being a discussion group. You want to build a community. It's really cool. These kids, a lot of them come in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. They're not all going to be best friends with one another, but some of them will. And over time, they're going to walk through some of the major life events they have. Some of them will be lifelong friends, and that's pretty incredible. So you want to help them feel known, wanted, and remembered. Show up, follow up, look for ways to create shared memories.